I read a book titled Elon Musk, published by the author Ashley Vance in 2015. This book is an interesting read because some of it is the narrator talking in first person. For example, in the introduction paragraph, the narrator details having a sit-down dinner with Musk to try and convince him to give insight about a biography. Hundreds of authors and journalists have wanted to write books about Musk in close detail and with using his input, and they got turned down and gave up. But Elon liked that Ashley Vance persevered and continued asking him until he finally got an in-person dinner to discuss what the book would entail. Ashley Vance is a 47-year-old reporter and writer who was born in the same country as Elon Musk in South Africa. I believe the common birthplace of the two helped Ashley sway Musk into helping him with interviews and giving insight into the biography. Now, about the book. It is a pretty standard biography in the way that it is about somebody famous and it's chronological to Musk's life and details his big life accomplishments. Some notable chapters are Elon's first startup, All Electric, Liftoff, and The Revenge of the Electric Car. It also details his life hardships and emotional conflicts. Vance talks about Elon's marriage and divorce with his wife, along with the fact that Elon has multiple kids. It is interesting to me that this whole book was written in 2015, prior to 2015. And since the publication date, Elon Musk has accomplished monumental achievements and milestones within the likes of Tesla, SpaceX, and his other endeavors. Now, let's get into some important passages and moments from the book that help shape Elon's life and future projects. One of Elon Musk's companies is SpaceX. Founded in 2002, SpaceX designs, manufactures, and launches advanced rockets and spacecraft. Elon has a very radical idea and imaginations about space travel and what society might look like on different planets one day, maybe Mars. He hasn't always had Mars as an end goal, but he has been extremely interested in space exploration for long enough as he founded SpaceX in 2002. The maiden flight of Falcon 1, the first iteration of a rocket from SpaceX, occurred in 2006, and it was not a success. Let me read you an excerpt from the book. Finally, on March 24th, 2006, it was all systems go. The Falcon 1 stood on its square launch pad and ignited. It soared into the sky, turning the island below it into a green speck amidst a vast blue expanse. In the control room, Musk paced as he watched the action, wearing shorts, flip-flops, and a t-shirt. Then, about 25 seconds in, it became clear that all was not well. A fire broke out above the Merlin engine, and suddenly this machine that had been flying straight and true started to spin and then tumble uncontrollably back to Earth. The Falcon 1 ended up falling down directly onto the launch site. Most of the debris went into a reef 250 feet from the launch pad, and the satellite cargo smashed through SpaceX's machine root shop and landed more or less intact on the floor. Musk put so much of his own effort, time, and money into the rocket just for it to explode and come crashing down to Earth. This would have ended the aspirations of so many people, but not Elon Musk. He looked at this event not as a failure, but as a first learning experience into space travel. Fast forward 9 years later when this book was written, and Elon is still working at SpaceX, dedicated to keep pushing forward. This is a theme throughout the book, and Elon Musk's entire life. Failing is not the end, but rather a beginning to the next step. Let's move on to another excerpt from the book that I found significant. Although SpaceX is now a household name, it wasn't always the thing that Elon was known mainly for. The thing you probably know for him, though, is Tesla. Tesla is a car company that strictly makes electric cars and vehicles that have become massively present on the roads today. Musk was not actually the founder of Tesla, but he came on as a CEO and owner in 2004. The book details his struggles getting an electric car, a radical idea at the time, to market. The first iteration of an electric car from Tesla was called the Tesla Roadster. The launch of the Tesla Roadster marked the first production of a highway electric vehicle that could compete with gas-powered cars. This established Tesla's brand and put them on a big stage. In the chapter of the book where Tesla is discussed, the details of all the fails of the early Tesla models are detailed. There are problems ranging from R&D budgeting fails to uncomfortable seats and even blown transmissions in the cars. It's all laid out in the book. Elon is extremely resilient and will not give up, but overrunning release dates is something that Musk falls victim to time and time again. The release of the Roadster and the Model S both went years over when they were supposed to be shown to the public. Projections for how much the cars should be sold for were flat out lies within the company, and executives just brushed them over. In the book, there's a quote from Elon himself. At one point, the software declared that each Roadster should cost about $68,000, which would leave Tesla making about $30,000 per vehicle. Everyone knew the figure was wrong, but it got reported to the board anyway. Even in full production, Musk said, there would have been like $170,000 or something insane for each car. Of course, it didn't matter much because about a third of the cars didn't even work. This is another example of a fail by Musk that would have discouraged and stopped many people from continuing their vision. But Musk knew it was not the end of the road for him and Tesla. He continued on their problems, and now, in 2024, we have Teslas driving up and down the street as regular traffic. This book is a little bit nerdy and gets in detail with specific problems that Musk and his companies faced over the years. It is a long read, but if you are even the slightest bit interested in Elon Musk, I would recommend reading this book. I enjoyed reading the book, and I learned a bunch about Musk that I did not previously know, and I learned a bunch about the challenges he faced along the way. I think everyone should read this book.